Hey everyone, this is Steven from MMORPG.com and welcome to our Division 2 Warlords of New York hands-on impressions video. On February 11th, Ubisoft officially announced that we will be returning to New York and not just Coney Island, but to Lower Manhattan, where we will encounter threats new and old. In addition to that, the gear update that we've all been waiting for will drop at the same time. That is sure to delight the current fans as well as players that feel like the old gear system was too confusing. In this version of Lower Manhattan, the city has been devastated by a hurricane, so it will be abundantly clear that this will not be the Lower Manhattan that we know as of now. But the world will still be a direct one-to-one representation of the area, whereas the Division 1 was close, but not an identical scale model. The story of Warlords of New York follows the agent, your agent, as you attempt to track down Aaron Keener, which will require that you defeat his lieutenants and obtain some really cool new skills. For the test, we only really had access to 2 of those skills, and while my favorite of the 2 cannot be shown in this video, I had an ample amount of time with the Sticky Bomb, which is a returning favorite from the Division 1. Another thing that we were able to experience a little was the skill tier system. During my playtime, I did happen to find some gear that had a skill tier upgrade on it. Instead of obtaining skill power to get stronger abilities, you now only need to focus on skill tiers. And some gear will have a rare overcharge ability, which will strengthen your skills substantially. The mission we played was the Tombs, which takes you through several interesting areas and was quite difficult. The team behind the Division wanted to bridge the gap between normal missions and the more challenging raid content. Players who have kept up with Division 2 up to this point will find attack drones in greater quantities and frequency, and situations that will compete with some of the most difficult content in the Division 2 right now. The objective of the Tombs is to essentially find and defeat Theo Parnell, who holds the decoy skill, which you will eventually be able to obtain once you defeat him. Theo uses the decoy skill to great effect, putting up dozens of decoys and forcing you to pay close attention to each of them, as finding the real Theo Parnell may not be so easy. In our playthrough, we also had to contend with abnormal weather effects. A thick fog rolled in during the battle, making it nearly impossible to see Parnell, and added significant difficulty to the mission. We were told that what we experienced isn't planned for that mission, and that the weather effect could differ and change the mission entirely. I could equally see a rainy or snowy day adding to the challenging boss missions. Other than a mechanic-heavy boss and some new and old enemies that some may be familiar with, the Division 2 Warlords of New York feels unquestioningly like the Division 2. You will need to take cover, make smart choices, sink loads of bullets into heavily armored enemies at times, and pay attention to the gear you obtain, as it may change everything about how your character progresses. Needless to say, the Warlords of New York expansion is not just something people have been asking for, a return to New York I mean, but it goes beyond that. With a revamped endgame that includes seasonal content and a weighty progression system that will keep players grinding and upgrading even after they've reached the new max level of 40. The Division 2 Warlords of New York releases March 3rd on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC, and I can unequivocally say it's going to be an update the Division fans will not want to miss. Thanks for watching our hands-on video. We also have an interview with Ubisoft producer Nick Skur over at MMORPG.com. Don't forget to check it out and learn more about the Division 2 Warlords of New York.